I'm Rachel.
I'm Julia.
Where we live in faith every day.
This is Life.
Welcome to Life.
Hey guys. So actually I'm gonna mention this in my personal vlog, but yeah guys, go subscribe to me.
Julia Chan.
Yeah, we actually made a playlist for Julia's vlogs featuring Rachel Bay
Sometimes.
and my C-star. Anyways, so I started my own personal vlogs on my channel and then just posting it into Life as well. So go check it out. All right, anyways, done with the promotion.
I'm just like,
Yeah, so oh my goodness, we both have major updates on our lives, right?
Yes, we do. I feel like our lives have gotten more and more complicated and very complex,
But
very blessed.
yes, it's amazing how much our life, it got a lot more complicated, but it's grown
Yeah.
so much. Really, God is good, guys. Wow.
I mean, obviously there's a lot of struggles here and there, but having faith, staying strong, and trying to and believing that God has a plan.
Yeah, we're going through some pretty tough times.
Yeah.
These past few weeks.
So it's from all different directions.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden, from here and there, there are these smaller blessings, but also bigger blessings.
Yeah.
That we're just what?
What just happened here?
What just happened?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's kind of crazy. And then our attitudes, I know we've always thought more positive on the positive side.
Yeah.
But now it's just we don't even think about the negative. Yeah, we're exhausted. We're oh, why, But then we're just kind of oh, at least it's this. And I'm wow.
Yeah.
Our mindset of things just completely changed.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
Yeah. I see a constant growth in both of us, And what's the funny thing is? Because we're constantly growing, I see people surrounding us growing too.
Yeah, and I think that's so awesome. I don't know, some of the kids too.
Yeah,
they're
I want to believe that we have influenced on them.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't know, but seriously, I can tell even in our church members, our youth members, in their personal life, God is convicting them into something because they're
family.
Yeah.
And family. Yes.
Yeah, our family members too, our personal family. We see major growth and more connection between us.
Yeah.
Because I know that's something we're both struggling with, in our own personal lives.
Yeah.
But God is good, so we just want to share that blessing with you guys.
Yeah. It's crazy because the struggle is real.
Oh, it is, but it's worth it. So it's just it's super worth it. I don't know why.
Yeah, but then the weird thing is the more convicted we are, the struggle is it gets amplified more and more and more.
But then it's just kind of it's not even that we're we get upset about it or we're angry or the way that Satan wants us to be.
No.
But more of really
Are you serious?
are you serious?
Please not today.
Can we just not do this right now? It's almost as if we don't mind because we're just okay, this happened.
Yeah.
But we're at the center, we're really? Why does this have to happen now?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, really?
So,
but it's cool because because of it, I feel we grow, right? Individually and together because we're working together to work on some of these issues.
because we have that for each other.
Yeah.
It's just immediate healing for us. So then we're able to
we're not bottling it up.
We're immediately able to tell each other.
Yeah.
And then we kind of help each other. So then we're not, again, like you said, bottling up things. It's more of quickly getting it over with.
Yeah.
And then we realize that kind of helps us with other things. We're okay, we can move on from it.
Yeah.
So
that is why social support is so important. Something happened this past weekend. And we were just are you serious? So for me, I was just like, you have got to be kidding. And I was just like, not today, God, please, not today. And you know what the crazy thing happened? You know what happened. God answered my prayer in a matter of minutes. When I saw what happened, we'll tell you a little bit more in detail in a second, but like when I saw what happened, I was just like, thank you, God. I love this person.
Praise the Lord.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
I think God really when she told me afterwards, we'll explain the story, but when she told me afterwards, because I was in the situation and then she saw the situation, she was like praying about it. But when she told me about it, I was like, wow, God is really good. For me, even before I knew that she prayed about it, I was just like, man, God, you like basically sent me someone to just figure out the situation. I didn't know about it until like I kind of left. But here's the story, guys.
Okay, you guys. Da 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 da! Julia story time where she gets heated.
Disclaimer: we're not trying to target anyone.
No.
This is just like it's my personal story. So.
Okay, here's what my my professor that I absolutely adore, right? Calls these kind of situations, and it's called a teachable moment.
Oh, I like that. A teachable moment.
Yeah.
So this past weekend was kind of crazy because our church had a huge event coming up. So I was already very stressed
out.
But for me, when I'm tired and stressed, I go crazy. So it's it's a happy crazy. You guys don't understand. I just get hyper. Yeah, that's a good word. I get hyper, but especially that morning, when I came into church, I already saw everyone kind of half dead. They looked so dead, and I was dead inside, but I was like, nope, can't have people dead, because today's about love, right? Because
it's agape feast.
Yeah, it's agape feast, which means God's love.
Yeah.
And it's about serving our parents. So I was trying to keep the upbeat up. So I was skipping around. I was literally skipping. Ask her. Was I skipping? Yes, I was skipping.
She was like, hi guys.
Good morning.
I was like, oh dear.
Yeah, and our pastor was half dead too. I was like, are you okay? And I'm like, you look not fine, but.
Before all of that, okay? Here's why this is so, this is where I'm just like, wow, Julia, you're just amazing, right? It's because the day before and a couple of days before, she was going around crazy by herself, getting everything to prep for this agape feast, right? And so she was going grocery shopping, she was doing decoration shopping and all of this by herself. Okay, so can you imagine how exhausted she was, right? And then she went and she was on that day, trying to prep for everything and having all of this everything was just because she's planning for it, she was scheduling for it, she was just having to figure out what's what and everything, what's missing. She did a lot of the cooking, right, and all of the stuff, right? So you can imagine how exhausted she was and stressed out she was, right? And then on top of that, on Saturday, remember, she was sleep deprived, right?
I slept so late that night, and I woke up at 6 to prep.
Yeah.
So it was kind of crazy.
It was exhausting because she would call me the day before and she'd be like, Auntie, I gotta do this. Auntie, what do you think of this?
Kapu.
Boo. There we go. Anyways, so she was just like, Auntie, this happened. Auntie, what's going on? Auntie, what do I do? Auntie, blah, blah, blah. Auntie, blah, blah, blah. And she'd be like, call you back. Call you back. Call you back. I'll call you back. I'm just like, okay. Right?
It was a crazy week, okay?
It was. So you can imagine how exhausted she was, right? For anybody to do that, it's super exhausting. So on Saturday when she was just hi, and happy Sabbath and all this stuff, I was just like, okay, she's really, really trying. I could see she was really, really trying. So that's the behind story.
Oh, yeah. So you gotta know how emotional I was at that point.
Yeah.
Because I'm stressed out, but trying to keep it under control.
Yeah.
So then I teach children's orchestra at church. And I do it for free. Just to let you guys know, I do it for free. Volunteering. And we have something called joint worship where we kind of combine the adults side and the youth side together, and we do a huge joint service once a month, and that happened to be this past weekend.
Yeah.
So then, so the children orchestra, we actually are in charge of the music. So we play the hymns, we play the offering song and special music and whatnot. So then that day we didn't have a pianist because the pianist called in that her daughter was kind of sick. So she was like, oh, I'm gonna be running late, so I might be coming at the end of the service, so I can't play piano. So we're like, okay, I was like, okay, that's fine, then I'll just prep the orchestra so that they can, have like, how sometimes before the hymn starts and people start singing, we have the introduction.
Right.
We had to practice that. So I was like, okay, we need extra practice today. So usually I come in early on joint service days and then the orchestra rehearses. So here's the problem. I've been teaching the children
Orchestra?
Not the children orchestra, but the children was it Sabbath school? So it's like where we have little studies, right, into age groups. And I taught the children, the primary group, for like this past 3 weeks because the original teacher wasn't there.
Actually, okay, wasn't there is a very undermining of what really happened. They disappeared.
Yeah.
Without a word. So that's the real word that I would like to use.
Okay.
Just to explain the gravity of what was really going on.
Right.
Yeah.
So like they were teaching and then they kind of disappeared without any notice. Yeah. So then I offered, I'll help the children ministry. I'll work with them. So I've been doing that every morning before the actual service, right? So then I took that time, since all the kids that I teach anyways are in orchestra, to have a rehearsal, to practice and prep. So here's a little side note. So for me personally, I don't want, especially on church day, I don't want the kids to be working. So like, because it's a day where we worship God. Right. So they should be doing it for the service of God and for the service of God's people. So I told my kids, hey, like, if you feel burdened, if you feel, very tired from doing this and you think this is work, I don't want you to do it. And some kids have dropped, and I completely understand. But some kids are like, oh, this is for like service for God. Yeah. They do it.
And for others.
Yeah, for others. And that's the purpose why I do it too. So I want them to have the same choice. So they have a choice.
Okay, so another side note.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily a side note. So like what we mean by work is the attitude of the heart, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of things is about the attitude of the heart, right? So if you're doing it because you're supposed to, right? Mm-hmm. Or you have to, or like you're not doing it because you're not doing it with a glad heart. Mm-hmm. You're not doing it to serve God. You're not doing it to serve the people, then it's considered work, right? And so like these kids, or like anybody, like when I am teaching with school, or when I'm doing stuff, or when she's doing stuff for the church, she's technically the word working, but it's all volunteer because she wants to do it out of the goodness of our hearts, right? And we're doing it in service rather than working, right? Mm-hmm. So that is not considered work. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
So just thank you for the clarification. Yeah, that's a really good clarification for the term work. Anyways, so we were rehearsing, and I the kids are running late, and so was I. And I had to get I get the music, the hymn, on that morning. In the morning. Yeah. So then I had to make copies because I have like 7 kids that participate in it. So then I asked the kids, oh, go ahead and unpack your instrument. So they go unpack, and while I'm in the copy room. So this is the copy room, this is the youth sanctuary, and then this is where this person comes. So I'm like printing, and she's actually next to me, and I'm talking to her. I'm like, oh, today's a crazy day, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah. And then all of a sudden I see someone running towards us, and I'm like, hi.
Uh-oh.
Good morning.
Okay, honestly, when I saw that person coming, all I had in my head was danger, 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 danger. So, yeah.
So they came running up to us. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I remember I was just like smiling, good morning. I thought something was wrong, like something happened. So I was just like, oh, because usually people run up to me when something's wrong.
Yeah.
But then, okay, something was wrong for them. But they were telling me, are you serious? And I'm like, huh?
Okay, side note, that person that came running was the very person who disappeared with the kids teaching right in the morning. Yeah, so all of a sudden they just showed up that day and then decided to come up to her.
Right, so they came up to me and then I was just like, good morning, I think. I don't remember what I said. I just remember like kind of like confused.
Yeah.
They're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm praying, right? And then I just looked at them with a blank face like, huh? And they're like, how many times have we told you that you don't do this in the mornings before service? This is time for kids to be learning about God. So they're telling me I shouldn't be making the kids practice in the morning. So I'm like, okay. And then they were like telling me this is not right. Where are your priorities? Where are the church's priorities are also very messed up. And I was just like, I was a little bit like kind of like startled a little bit. So I had to get everything clear in my head. I was like, and then I started defending myself a little bit where I was explaining the situation.
Actually, you weren't just defending yourself. You were also defending the kids.
That's right. So then I was explaining to them why I was doing this and like explain to them that kids, because the kids have this class every weekend, except for this one joint service weekend where they have to rehearse. And I think as a presentation wise, if we're going into God's house for God's worship, it should be in a very professional manner.
Yeah.
And these kids are kids, they're not professionals. They can't just go in and do it like this. They need some practice and they need some review before going in and actually doing it, right?
Warm up.
So I explained to them that's what I wanted, and also they can learn about God in many different ways, including music. Because I tell the kids sometimes, I'm like, hey, so what is this music about? You know, and I also remind them, hey, I don't want you to work on God's day. Yeah. You guys have the choice, you know, if you feel like this is not service. I explain all of that to him thoroughly. And he still he was like, I get that, but no, this is not right, right?
Obviously, he didn't get it.
Okay, yeah. So I was a little bit upset, but then usually I feel like if it was a few years ago, I would have lost my temper. But this time it was different. It wasn't like I was, you know, when usually someone like approaches me like that, I would probably like been like a little bit like, no, right?
That's not okay.
But I was more hurt a little bit. Yeah, like I felt like they were telling me like you weren't, like it felt like I wasn't doing the right thing at the same time, because then it made me start to reflect, am I doing the right thing? Am I not doing the right thing? Like, am I really keeping God's day? Am I like being too controlling? Because it made me start thinking a little bit. And then I start getting emotional because I was thinking about the event that was going to happen that evening. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Super stressed out. So then I started getting a little teary-eyed, because also like this person told me that they were yelling at me, but
they were yelling at you.
Kind of felt like that a little bit, because
they were lecturing you.
Yeah. I started getting teary-eyed. I started crying because I was emotional. And he was like, wait, why are you crying? I'm
not yelling at you.
I'm not yelling at you. And I was just like, kind of like, I'm not crying because of you. You have a misunderstanding. So I forgot, back up. When she saw him coming, she was starting to talk. Rachel started talking. Like, you know, I guess she was trying to defend me a little bit by asking questions.
I was trying to be a buffer more than trying to defend you. Yeah. Because I kind of knew, like, I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew something was going to happen. So I was trying to be a little bit of that buffer in between so that he doesn't have full access to you, you know? But then, like, I had to really go to the bathroom. really bad. And so I felt really bad for leaving, but I had to really go to the bathroom.
Yeah, and I also was like, I think it's okay, Annie. Fine.
She was just like, it's okay, right? I don't remember what I said, but I was talking to Julia. I wasn't talking to him. I completely ignored him, to be honest. I was just talking to her, right? And she's just like, oh, it's okay, Annie, right? And I was just like, I'm so sorry, but I gotta go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom, right?
I love how, like, a serious story becomes kind of comedy.
I don't mean to, but I really had to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom, and I was in the bathroom. I was literally like, like, like going, okay, I don't want to be too scenic, but I was just like, God, seriously, not today. Just please, not today. Of all the places, I went to the bathroom and I prayed to God in the bathroom. I'm like, God, I know this is not a very good scene, but God, please not today. Like, seriously, please not today. We have so much going on. She's stressed out and she's going through a lot. Please not today, right? And then I got done with using the bathroom. When I came back and I had to go to the youth sanctuary to put some of my stuff down, and I saw this individual.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so basically, while this person was still talking to me, even after I explained everything, and then his wife was kind of like planning to leave and stuff like that, right? And he was still talking to me. I was so emotional. I was just like thinking, all I could think in my head at that point was like, please, like, God, like, help me, like, please help me, send help, you know? Because I didn't know what to do at that point. I was just super emotional. I wasn't like angry or anything. I was just super emotional and upset. And all of a sudden, I see someone just like behind him, kind of just like looking like what's going on, right? Because he passed by at first and then came back.
You know, the funny thing is, he's an actual, he has power in our church. He has a higher position in our church.
So, okay, so the person talking to me, let's call him K. And then the person walking past by, let's call him A. Okay, so A passed by, okay, and they're both a lot older. Like, they're like my dad's age, okay? So they're pretty old. Anyways, the A was passing by and then came back because I think he saw me teary, right? Yeah. I also saw our youth pastor pass by and I was hoping, please help me. But then like I knew he had other stuff to do and I guess he got caught up, so he like kind of disappeared. But he knew something was wrong. And then so A stopped by and was like kind of leaning in a little bit.
To listen?
Yeah, to listen. And then K started talking to me more and more and more and I didn't know what to do. And then A like tapped his shoulder and was like, can we talk for a second, K? And then A was like, let's talk, K, right? And K was just kind of like, I don't remember exactly what happened because it was like, oh no, or something like that. But then, or was trying to talk to me, but sorry guys. So then A was like, no, let's go, and like took him with him.
Okay, that's part I didn't.
Yeah, that's all I saw, right? And then once they kind of went on the side, I wasn't covered anymore. Yeah. So all the kids, everyone sees me like red face, teary eye, makeup everywhere. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. And I was about to cry even more. Yeah. So I left. Yeah. And all my orchestra kids happened to see that. And they were like telling their parents, oh, like Julia was crying and stuff like that. And I don't really cry in front of like the parents and kids. Mm-hmm. So I was crying and I ran out and I went to the back playground to like calm down. So now this is where I don't know what happened. So she's going to explain that part.
Okay, so like when I came out of the bathroom, I saw her, right? I don't know if you remember seeing me, but I was just like, I looked at her and I saw her teary eyes and I was just like, Julia, you okay? And you're like, I don't know if you remember that. I ran into you. Yeah, I ran into you first, right? I checked on you first before I went into the youth sanctuary.
Oh.
Yeah. So I saw you first.
See, I don't remember that.
Yeah. So I ran into her first, and then I think after you saw me, that's when you took off. Because she seemed completely out of it. You seemed completely out of it and almost non-responsive when I was talking to her. So I was just like, okay, I'm just going to let her cool down. I'm just going to go, right? And I went in and I literally saw Kay in the back corner, right? And A right in front of him, blocking him in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, literally. And I was just like, what is going on here, right? And literally, this is when I was just like, thank you so much. I love you, A. I love you so much. Because that was something I would have done if I knew that A would listen to me, right? But I knew
K.
Is it K?
Yeah, K.
Oh, Kay would listen to me, but I knew he wouldn't, right? So it's like, okay, I'm just not gonna say anything because instead it's just gonna cause a bigger scene, right? So I just left it at that. And then when I saw A talking to this individual, I kind of like heard half the things that they were saying, and I was just like, thank you so much. I love you, A. Thank you, God. Thank you so much. Like this happened, right? Because like literally whatever Kay was trying to say to defend himself, A wouldn't let him.
A shut him down.
Yeah, A literally shut him down, right? And so I was just like, wow, okay, you know, at least there is someone that can keep this person like under wraps a little. One of the things I heard was everything needs to come through me. You need to get permission from me. You didn't. You disappeared for half the year. Where were you? Right? And stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, I understood what was going on from that. And I was just like, okay, thank you, God. Thank you so much, right? Like, God, you're so good. And A, I love you. You're awesome, right? I have respect for you. So that's kind of like what happened.
Like God, because I pray in the mornings. So I prayed to God that morning, God, please help me have patience today, because it's going to be a hard day. And I don't know, because it's more of a hard day than usual, I might lose my patience. I might, you know, I don't know how I might act, but help me to always remember.
Yeah.
You know, although I've changed a lot from the past year, I'd never know what you don't know what your character is going to turn into in a crazy situation like that.
Yeah.
So I asked him, and I'm wondering if that's why he gave me an opportunity, like what happened with the morning.
Yeah.
What happened that morning, to be patient. Maybe that's why. And I was like, man, God's so good.
Yeah.
Because he gives you the opportunity and you make the choice whether or not you're going to be that character. And again, it's all about choice.
And it's all about practice, right?
Yeah.
So if you ask God for me to be kind, he's going to give you opportunities to practice that.
He can't just change you.
Yeah,
He will
to hone
help
you,
you
yeah.
change by giving you the situation.
Right.
And I think that's great, because you choose at the end.
And like, I don't know if you remember telling me this, right? But like, I remember this and I was just like, okay, good job, right? I was just like, pat on the back, Julia. But
I don't know what she's talking about.
so like what she was telling me is just like, you know, like when he was coming up to me and like yelling at me and stuff like that, like you felt like he lacks love. He doesn't understand love. He needs more love, right? And so guys, remember, love is
Patient.
love is kind. Love is not boastful, right? So you did all three of those in that very situation without even realizing it.
I guess.
So again, you know, I'm not going to try to convince you that that's what you did, but love is patient, right? You showed this individual patience, right? Like this individual was screaming and yelling at you, turning red, whatever, right? And yet you just stood there and you just listened, right? You were being extremely patient with this individual. You were extremely kind by not yelling back, by not like talking back to this individual or like trying to top this individual or anything. You were being kind. You were trying to be a listening ear, trying to hear him out, right? What he was trying to say. Love is patient, love is kind, and not boastful. Why? Because at that moment, you didn't think that you were better than this individual. You just felt hurt. So, you were not boastful. You brought your pride down.
I don't know why this makes me so emotional. Just like, anyways, yeah.
I don't think you thought about it that way.
I didn't.
Yeah.
But it's just like.
But you showed this individual 3 parts of what love really is.
Yeah. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was really long, but it was worth it. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And if you haven't subscribed to us already for more videos like this, please subscribe.
And hit the bell button for notifications of videos similar to this one. And till next time.
Bye guys.